Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is Designed Resilience, the corner of the internet where we talk about building daily habits and practices that can give you the foundation you need to have the resilience when things are really difficult or when things are amazing, because both require stamina. And today I want to talk about the absolute joy of finding your people. This is related to the pillar of community, where we want to build a network of people who are invested in our lives and we're invested in their lives so that we have people that we can rely on when times are difficult, or people who will celebrate with us when things are amazing. And there have been a couple of times in my life where I've really found a group of people who just felt like home. Of course, I have my family of origin who's known me the longest and knows me probably better than myself. But these were people that I encountered throughout my life who, because of shared experience or shared perspective or the bonding together through work or theater, in my case, that we became just a really foundational and soothing part of my life. The first group that sticks out in my mind when I think about finding my people was a professional group. I joined an organization that would build technology, and my team were strategists who would help the companies who bought our technology implement it and find value quickly. And I can remember talking to my boss pretty early on in my tenure there and saying how amazing it was that we were all so different. We were from all over the country. We literally made a smile from our home locations across the United States. And we came from in house communications, agency work. We worked in different industries. We had been educated differently, but working together and building our consensus really created an incredible bond. We started with the shared experience of having been communicators, and we grew as we helped each other work on implementations and learn about new industries to support the work that we did. I loved these people so much that even after I left that technology company, I would still take time off and buy tickets to their annual conference so that I could be surrounded by them, so I could hear the success stories of customers who were using their technology and celebrate their wins, so I could hear about what the company was working on and thinking about. And so in the downtime also at the conference, I got to see my friends and see what was going on with their lives. And I loved it so much because being with them just felt like home. I can remember even when the organization decided, as a result of COVID, like so many companies did, to stop doing one central conference and instead do more regional events. And I got emotional when they made that announcement. I cried a little bit because I knew that our coming together and having the whole team back together again was not going to happen, because with the regional event, only subsets of my former colleagues would be at each one. And so I realized in that moment how valuable it is to spend time with people who just get you, who just get what you're about, and they understand you, and you don't have to explain so much to get them to the place where you are. And the second time that I really found my people was when I joined local theater. I'd gone to see a few shows at this small local theater and decided that I would audition, fully expecting to not get cast, to help out with concessions or sell tickets or work in the backstage area. And I got cast as a lead, um, playing opposite a woman whose family had been in the theater for generations. And she was such a wealth of knowledge, such a welcoming person. And we also bonded over a shared grief we were both going through at the time. And not just my co-lead, but also the entire cast. We really developed a strong bond. We started hanging out at some of our um, co-actors home, and we'd get together to celebrate birthdays. We would celebrate holidays. It was kind of a landing place for all of us, and we could get together and make sure that we were connected and grounded, and we had shared stories that we laughed about. And of course, all the theater gossip, you got to talk about that, and what new shows are coming out, and who are we meeting as new actors, and things like that. So it's just such an important component of building community, is finding those people that let you exhale. And I was reminded of this when I'm currently reading a book by Simon Sinek called Leaders Eat Last. And he was talking a lot about the biology of humans and the way that we are wired for trust and empathy, and how when within a group, whether it's a professional organization or a personal group of people, when we have to worry about danger in the group, we are not as able to focus on fighting threats from outside the group. Now, in my professional community and my personal community, we weren't necessarily fighting threats from the outside, but what we did have was empathy and trust within ourselves. And that's part of what let me relax and to just take a deep breath when I was with them, because I wasn't worried about danger in the group, because through our shared perspectives and experience, we could relate to each other. Through our shared work or preparation for the play, we had built experiences and were able to trust each other, and had proven that we could rely on each other. And it's such a valuable and precious and rare thing to have a group of people that you can be with and produce something with, where you feel completely safe. And that safety is not just mental and emotional, it's biological. It allows the cortisol, the stress hormone, to enter the picture way less. Maybe you're stressed about the performance, but you're not stressed about the co-actors on the stage with you. Maybe you're stressed about a meeting at work, but you're not worried about the professionals who are at your side and ready to step in and support you and help you. And it's such an amazing, amazing experience. And I'm so grateful that I have had more than one opportunity to be with my people. They were different. I don't even know if they'd get along if the two groups met. I'm sure they were, because they're both, they're all kind and thoughtful people. But they wouldn't have the same experience with each other that I have had with each of them, because of my particular makeup and experiences and all of that. But I'm so lucky to have found people that I can be with who make me feel like I can relax. And I highly, highly encourage you to do the work, figure out the kind of people that are your people, and put yourself in their path. Build those relationships. And when you find someone or a group of people who are your people, cherish them. Enjoy the time that you get to spend with them, because your circumstances may change and you might not get to see them as much as you like. Now, with all of them, both my professional friends and my theater friends, I have traveled to visit them. I have continued to celebrate things with them. I stay in touch. But it's not quite the same as it was when we were orchestrated together in a group. And so it's just been the most incredible treasure to have groups who were my people. And I hope you find the same. And I'll see you next week.